It's a known fact that English players cost a ridiculous amount more than their foreign counterparts in the Premier League. But why do they cost so much? It is partly because of homegrown rules, which means every Premier League team must have a minimum of 8 English players in their squad. This means there is constantly a fight to get the best English players possible to fulfill this requirement. It also means that teams selling players rack up the prices as they need to get a new homegrown player to replace the old one. Fun fact, Eric Dier, although being an English national team player in the past, is not considered homegrown. He is in fact considered Portuguese grown by FA standards and also speaks fluent Portuguese. Do you think that the homegrown rule should be scrapped or enforced even more? Comment below. Mané has officially moved on from Liverpool, joining Bayern Munich for €30 million, with Lewandowski looking to leave. How does this winger act as his replacement? The Golden Boot winner, 3-time Champions League finalist, 1-time Champions League winner and Premier League winner was nearing the end of his contract, and the Senegal international decided it was time for a new challenge. With Mané, Bayern Munich now have Gnabry, Musiala, Coman, and Al-Aliar and Sin in attack if Lewandowski leaves. By having such a handful of world-class wingers at their disposal, Bayern can implement a much more fluid attack, with players rotating in and out of positions. This is especially important under Manager Julian Nagelsmann, who is only 4 years older than Mané, who loves pressing, meaning these pacey players can press all around the pitch and are not tied to a single position along the front three. Although Mané will not come and score quite as many goals as Lewandowski, by bringing this versatility, the year-old could become a star with his high intensity and speed, opening up more holes in Bundesliga defenses. Was Mané fearful his playing time would be impacted at Liverpool with Diaz, Jota, and Núñez looking to have big roles next year, or is he exactly what Bayern need to continue their Bundesliga dominance? Comment and follow for more. In the summer of 2021, Chelsea spent £97.5 million on a player that finished 12th in Ballon d'Or votes and would turn the then European champions into not just title contenders, but title dominators. Yet just a year later, the player in question is being forced out the club door as quickly as possible. How did the Romelu Lukaku deal go so wrong? Before his arrival, Lukaku has just one Serie A, scoring 24 goals, the second highest behind Ronaldo, and one Serie A most valuable player. He doesn't just possess strength or speed like many strikers, but is a physical freak who idolized the Brazilian Ronaldo growing up, having pace, aggression, and overall world-class shooting ability. However, there were parts of his game missing. His movement off the ball sometimes left space to be desired, and his first touch was lacking, but nothing major to show what was to come. In late December, Lukaku went behind his club's back to do an interview with Sky Italia, where he said he was not happy at Chelsea after a change in Thomas Tuchel's tactics. From this moment on, his head was not in it with Chelsea, and it was then followed by a game where Lukaku had just 7 touches of the ball, a Premier League record. With him not playing to the standard promised, the atmosphere turned almost toxic, with the 29-year-old wishing for a move back to Inter Milan. Now that move looks likely to happen. Is this now the end of Lukaku's Premier League career, or will he make a comeback in a few years? Comment and follow for more. Real Madrid have spent up to €100 million on Monaco youngster Aurélien Tchouaméni, but what has he done to earn this massive move? The 22-year-old has played in the French league his whole career, with spells at Bordeaux and Monaco. A very modern player, Tchouaméni possesses a strong all-round skill set and has been described by some journalists as a prototypical box-to-box midfielder. He plays predominantly central defensive midfield or center midfield and has been praised by all those he has played with, especially in the French national team. Soon-to-be Juventus player Paul Pogba said of Tchouaméni that he is very, very good. He's not a boy, he's a man. Pleasure to play next to him. He brings a lot of energy. Extraordinary technical and physical quality. Liverpool were reportedly interested in the player, but he eventually decided to fly to Madrid. With plenty of plaudits and even more competition in that Madrid midfield, how will Tchouaméni get on playing in La Liga, and is he worth the price tag? Comment down below. Christopher Nkunku has just signed a new contract with RB Leipzig until 2026. But who is the highly rated French winger, and why are European giants keeping an eye upon him? Nkunku is a 24-year-old striker and winger who scored 20 goals whilst also collecting 13 assists in the Bundesliga last season, just 2 goals less than Haaland last year and double his assists. Having left PSG for Germany in 2019, this year was his breakout season where he showed the world just how good he can be. Last season he outperformed his expected goals by an entire 4 goals and his expected assists by 3 assists. He has previously struggled to maintain a good expected goals to real goals ratio, yet this year under manager Domenico Tedesco he managed to improve that part of his game. Nkunku has mostly lined up at forward, but he is versatile and has played all across the front line and even dropped back into midfield during his career. His talent has been recognized by the German public, and he won the Bundesliga Player of the Season last year. Nkunku has always been a promising player, but last season he looked to finally kick on and become a star for his team. Which big team should use his €16 million release clause in the coming years, or are we getting too hyped for too little a reason? Comment below. Ivan Peresic has joined Tottenham on a free transfer this window. Peresic is an experienced winger who has won many titles. His personal trophy cabinet includes 2 Bundesliga titles, a World Cup runner-up, a Serie A title, a Champions League, and multiple other cup wins. Spurs usually sign younger players, and this looks like it could be a philosophy change, signing a 33-year-old proven winner. He has played in a wing-back role before, and most think that is where he will play for Spurs. The Premier League is notoriously more physical than other leagues, with wing-back being one of the most physical positions of them all. Although he has played at a high level in the past, could an aging wing-back getting his first experience of Premier League football be the answer to the Spurs wing-back problem, or is it more a symptom of Spurs' new change of direction under Conte? Borussia Dortmund look to have found their Haaland replacement in Sebastian Haller. Most remember Haller from his time at West Ham, where he scored just 10 Premier League goals in 2 years, despite costing £45 million from Eintracht Frankfurt. So why are Dortmund spending £30 million on him just 2 years later? Because after leaving West Ham, Haller joined Ajax. And in the last 2 seasons he scored 32 league goals and got 12 assists, and was the 3rd top scorer in the Champions League last season, behind just Benzema and Lewandowski. Haller is 6'2" and is strong in the air, playing especially well as a traditional target man. He could suit Dortmund as long balls will be able to be played up to him, and then laid off to the pacey and technical wingers Dortmund have in abundance. He has already scored 15 goals in a Bundesliga season at Frankfurt before joining West Ham. So will he score more if he is at Dortmund? West Ham have signed Rennes centre-back Naif Aguerd for £30 million. But who actually is he? Aguerd is a 26-year-old Moroccan national team player who helped his country win the African Cup of Nations in 2018. This makes the left-footed centre-back a real asset at set pieces, which will help West Ham's already great set-piece system, which saw them score the 5th highest amount of goals from set pieces last year. Despite being good at attacking set pieces, West Ham have lacked a successful aerial presence at the back, winning just 50% of aerials, and Aguerd comes in having won 64% of his aerials last year. He is also a good ball player, having the 4th best possession average last year in League One, being praised for his cool and collected head in difficult areas. Aguerd is West Ham's 4th biggest ever transfer. How do you think he will get on next season in the Premier League? Comment below. Gabriel Jesus has been linked with loads of clubs this transfer window, especially Arsenal. But why are they willing to spend around £40 million on a player that has scored an average of less than 10 goals per Premier League season he has been in? Gabriel Jesus is just 25 and reaching the prime of his career, and Arsenal are in desperate need for a striker after losing both Lacazette and Aubameyang last year. Additionally, Jesus knows Guardiola's system at Man City, where Arteta worked as assistant coach before taking on his first managerial job at Arsenal. Jesus also created the second most goal-creating actions per 90 minutes in the whole Premier League last year. This shows that although he wasn't a consistent starter for City during his time there, he has grown into a player who can create and finish attacking opportunities. Is this a good signing for Arsenal? And who do you think had the most goal-creating actions per 90 last season?